Hey, hi, whatever. Today I'm going to talk about false fingerings. False fingerings is, as you probably know, when you use different fingerings for the same pitch. In saxophone, the most common way is to use harmonics to get alternate fingerings. We use the first harmonic, the octave harmonic. We use the second harmonic, octave, and the fifth harmonic. So what we do is, if I take my B flat fingering, which for me looks like this, and then I put on the fingers for the low B flat, and hopefully the pitch stays in place like this. Then I go up half a note to B. To C. C sharp. Like that. So those are the false fingerings from the first harmonic. On the second harmonic is the same principle. So I take F sharp. No, it's an F sharp. It's an F. And then I finger the low B flat again, and the pitch should stay in place. So now I'm on fingered A, and it's the harmonic, second harmonic of the low D. The low D, this is where it starts to become a little bit tricky. If it doesn't work for you with the ordinary D fingering, you could do this instead. So you have the A, and you just smack on those three fingers. Let this one. Don't do anything with this. So like this. Sounds a little bit different, but it works fine. And if you try to go even higher, you'll notice that E flat and E, the second harmonic on those are really difficult, tricky. When you come to F, it starts to get a little bit easier, but the first one up to D is the most commonly used because they're pretty easy to get to work. Okay, so what you would start doing is kind of the thing we'll be doing now, and so on. Put together some series and patterns, so you just do this in different ways. Wow. That wasn't my life's best performance, but you get the trick. You could also do it in another way. If you watch and try to angle everything so you can see my fingers, you could do something like this. Now we're on the first harmonic. So instead of going, what should we call that? Normal fingering, false fingering, normal fingering, false fingering. I now go normal, false, false, normal, normal, false, false. Because that means that you don't have to move your fingers. You don't have to move so many fingers at the time. So that's another way of doing it. And of course, do this with the first octave, the first harmonic, and do it with the second harmonic over and over again. One important point, especially on old horns like this one, you need to put quite some pressure on your little finger when doing this. If you start to get tired, or even worse, start to feel pain here, stop, take a break, take a rest for some hours, and then get back. Don't keep practicing when you get pain. It will only get worse, and it will eventually mean that you need to take a total break from practicing, and that would be really boring and sad. So don't overdo it. So basically, this is what this video is about. I'll make a little break here and get back to some ways you can get this into your playing or into your practicing. So hopefully false fingerings could be a natural way of your playing. So be right back. So got some coffee here, so let's get on with the false fingerings. So what I do is that I try to put in false fingerings in the stuff I practice anyways, or the structures I use. So for instance, the good old triad, major triad. Let's take a G triad. So if we do this inversion, start on the D and go up. Okay, so on this first one, which notes could I use false fingerings on? On this one is basically just the B. So like that. So when I come to the D the first time, the B, I play ordinary fingering, false fingering, then I go up. When I come down, I do the other way around. So I play false fingerings first, and then the ordinary fingering. So going up is like this, and let's try to angle it. So like that. Do that over and over again. So on. Okay, so next inversion is we do the same thing. I still use the false fingerings on the note of B. Next inversion. And so on. Okay, when I come to the inversions which include the middle G, I could add a false fingerings on that one instead. So next inversion. Like that. So you play a triad, different inversions, you take a look which notes could I use false fingerings on, and then just work your way through it. Through the cycle of fifths, major triads, minor triads, suspended triads, whatever you like. There's probably also a possibility that on some of those you could use false fingerings on two places. For instance, the basic inversion of a G major triad. I could use false fingerings on both the B and the high G or the middle G, whatever. Like that. So there's really a lot of different ways. You could of course do some 4-note chords, whatever. That's a good way to get starting. What you might notice is that one of the things which happen when you apply a false fingerings is that the phrase actually gets longer. You add another note with the same pitch, so you get some pretty interesting rhythmic stuff. So another place where we could use false fingerings is in the pentatonic scale, and that is pretty common, to say the least. So again, if we have like, let's say we have a A minor pentatonic, wow. So again, which note can I use false fingerings on? I can do it on the C, I could do it on the G, oh, that was an extra, and I could do it on the A, the high A. Again, you could do it on more than one place, so again I do it on both the C and the G, which I happened to do a little bit earlier. Something like that. And so on. You could do it on major scales, whole note, whatever things you play. Just so you got the possibility always to use a false fingering, so you don't have to say, okay, I'll just play those false fingerings, but instead try to get it into your playing in a more natural way. That's at least what I want to do. And the last thing you would do is, of course, just try to play a solo and just think, okay, my goal is to play the way I used to do, and then just when the possibility pops up, try adding a false fingerings. Okay, I haven't been practicing this. This is total. This whole video is like nothing has been planned. I'm sorry, but it can be like that sometimes. So let's see. We play A minor blues, and I'll try to put some false fingerings in there. We'll see. It's not gonna be epic, but you will get the idea. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So on. Okay. No, it didn't sound great, I agree, but we are not doing a recording here. I'm just trying to give you some ideas. There was something I needed to say, which I forgot. Let's see, coffee will help. Yeah. I guess that some of you has been practicing harmonics more for sound and for high register, and when you do that, you never use the octave key. With false fingerings, I don't really care. I think I use the octave key most of the time, depending on what the usual fingering is. I don't care to like let go of the octave key. It doesn't matter. But if you practice naturals, it's like the Russia book, don't use the octave key. False fingerings, it's okay. Yeah. So that was today's totally improvised session. I hope it gave you something, and if there's something you want me to explain more, please drop a comment and something like that. Okay, have a nice day. Bye bye.